So I'm gonna start the meeting. Hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It is a great pleasure to have a special guest today. So today we have Shravan as a presenter. He's gonna speak about 3D experience platform this day. So he's from Bangalore, from India, and he's involved in Dassault System. He's a product definition manager. So the topic will be special today about xFrame. We'll give him a platform in order to introduce himself. So feel free if you have any question. So it's gonna be in the at the end of the meeting, or you can type it on the chat. Uh, so I'm gonna stop my screen sharing to give everyone opportunity in order to share your presentation. Just hold me 1 second. Now, yeah, feel free.
Awesome. So let me know once you guys see my screen.
Yep.
Are you seeing the presentation slide? I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, we see it.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening. Those who have joined, I don't know from which part all of you have joined, but so yeah, I'm based out in India. And thanks a lot. I know it's Sunday. You guys have made it to this session. I hope this will be a lot of, you get some learning from out from this session. And thanks, Mohammed, for organizing the presentation. So I feel lucky to be presenting with you guys here. Okay, so today's session is we're going to look at a web-based application, which is called as xFrame, and it is with the role 3D structure creator. And I think many of you might have already worked on the SolidWorks desktop developments and structure systems. So we have a very powerful solution, which is hosted on the web. All right, and so yeah, so as I'm Shravan Jodalli, so I'm based out in Bangalore, India office. So I work for Dassault Systèmes, and so I've been associated with Dassault Systèmes from last 5 years. And so I have a total 10 years of experience. So I've worked in CAD, I've worked in simulation CAE and CFD. So I work for SolidWorks R&D. We basically do a lot of customer interviews. So we are advocates for SolidWorks customers for the SolidWorks R&D team. So we do market research, we do planning of projects, whatever new enhancements that you see. So, the product definition is a team which works behind it. So right from, research, planning, writing the specification, managing the projects till it gets delivered to all of our customers. So again, so in the end of my presentation, I have my email ID. If you guys have any feedback about any of our portfolio products, feel free to reach out to me. All right, so this is how the agenda is going to look like. So for next 45 50 minutes, so we will have a quick review about the SolidWorks cloud offering, what we have. And so we will quickly discuss on what is 3D structure creator, and then we will jump into the demo of the xFrame and also the detailing of manufacturing. So we have 3D Experience SolidWorks Cloud offer, so which is a very powerful, basically a web application. So we have the parametric designing, which comes with the 3D structure creator, the 3D creator role, which is an XDesign application, where you can build all your parametric models. And we have 3D Sculptor Creator, which is your freeform designing, which is a X shape app where you can do a push-pull, organic kind of a modeling. And we have structure design, which comes with the 3D structure creator role, in which we have xFrame app. So that is what we are going to look at today. And we have sheet metal design, which comes with a 3D sheet metal creator role. And we have, powerful rendering tools by the 3DXi brand, Xstudio and xHighlight. And detailing for manufacturing, we have xFrame app, lifecycle management. All of your data is basically saved inside cloud, and you can also manage all of the data from the cloud. And so you can also collaborate. So we can also collaborate with people within the organization, and also you can share the data outside the organization. So we have 3D Swim. You can also chat about your projects and all of that. Why SolidWorks Cloud? So it comes with a lot of benefits, right? So you can it extends the capability to the broader team, so you can sit anywhere, and so all the licensing and everything is very streamlined. So a lot of IT headweight is drastically reduced, um, and easy onboarding and learning. So connected information and single source of truth, accessible from any device anyway. So there's no hardware requirement as such. So if you have the browser, so you can also use it from your phone, iPad, and your laptop. So all that you need is a good internet strength, and you need a device. And you can also harness the power of the cloud computing, so with the AI and ML capabilities, which we will be going to see in our demo as well. Yeah, so as I spoke, so it's connected information and collaboration. So you can work with your office desktop, you can work remotely from your home with your laptop or remote desktop, or a tablet or a smartphone, when you're on field or when you're outside traveling, so you can stay connected always. All right, so in today's session, so we will be specifically looking at the 3D structure creator role. So you can create the structure members or the beams based on the sketch entities, model edges, just by selecting the planes, points, and between members. You can automatically create corner trims precisely, for your manufacturing and fabrication needs. It also generates cut list again for your manufacturing needs, which has the length of the member, angle of the cut at the corners, all of the details, which material has been applied. So you can easily create gussets and caps and plates for adding additional strength to the beams and members. So there is libraries. There's standard libraries like CI, SE, AISE, and ISO and JIS standards. And also you can create your own custom profiles based on your needs. So yeah, SolidWorks, as you know, the brand which is known for its intuitive user experience, and we have also designed xFrame around the same principles. So leverage machine learning for member creation. All right, so let's dive in to the demo. So first, we will look at how to create custom structure sections. So let me quickly give the overview of how exactly the UI looks like. So this is how the UI look like, and so this is the compass, right? So where you can see what all roles you have. 3D creator role, 3D mold creator role, 3D sculptor, all of these roles which you have access. So all of them will be listed here. All right, and the hamburger menu here. So when I click on it, so these are the dashboards. So you can customize your own dashboard. So this is the 3D creator hole. This is the default dashboard. So I can add tabs to it basically. So I can type in. So I need the X shape, for example, right? And right, so I can just do a drag and drop of widgets. So I can add multiple multiple widgets. You can customize this whole dashboard according to your need. So you can create your own dashboard. So for this session, so I wanted some things to be opened so that I can quickly start showing the content, right? So you can have multiple widgets within the dashboard, within the tab. So if you need a bookmark, so which is a kind of a file manager, and the 3D space where all your files, the file and the life cycle of the file will be managed. 3D play is to preview your content. All of these apps, tasks. So if you're doing a project planning, so I want to add a particular task. So all of these things can be managed through the dashboard. All right, so you can start, so this is xFrame. So you can start creating your designs right from the landing page. You can start creating new, or you can, so I'm selecting a file which is in my recent content. So first thing first, so we are going to see how we can create the customized structure section. So this will basically help me to create members. So if I want to create my own library based on my project requirement, so I'll be creating, so there are standard libraries, there are standard. So if I go into the tool section, there's something called as update standard section library. So here are some of the standards, like DSA is basically AISC standard, DSE is CISC standard, and DSE is European standard, and GIS is a Japanese GIS standard. So all of these profiles are readily available for you to start using. So if uh, I'm working in an organization, so where I need for a particular project, so I have a customized sections that I need to create, or profiles that I need to create. So so here is my design manager tree, and here is my action bar where I have all the tools, all the features that are available. So there is a structure tab, which is addition when you buy the 3D structure creator role or the SolidWorks cloud offering. So you have the structure tab here. So I click on the structure section manager. So here is where I can start creating my profiles. So today we are in the SolidWorks user group meeting. So I'm going to create a new profile. So let me start creating a rectangular profile. So these are different, shapes. The standard shapes are available. Like there is a rectangular tube, and where this section needs to be saved. And so what we have done is, right, so you have the profile details, and you can start adding size. So I need 100 cross 80, and there is a height that you are going to enter. There's a breadth that you're going to enter, thickness and radius, all of these. And if this section is having the material, if you want to apply material, so you can also go and select the material, right? So all of these details, so these are standard shapes. So if I go to C section, so let me discard this. So all of these details are available. So all that you have to do is just add new sizes. So how many ever sizes that you have, you can just go and start entering these values. So let me quickly create one of the rectangular tube. So I'll just go with the default size that I have. I can click on save and continue. So what this will do is I'll be staying on the same same dialog, and there's one structure section being created. If I create 10 structure systems, so basic sections created, so it will show 10 new sections will be created. So if I want to add more standards or new profiles, so I can click on new profile. So I want to add 40 cross 40. So what if the profile that I want to create is not, from these standard shapes? If it is a custom shape, right? So I have a custom profile, a button on the side, or even from the dropdown you can select, and I can pick a sketch from the GA as well as from the tree, from the GA as well as from the tree, right? So this is okay. Let me name this as AL profile, and the size name as 40 cross 40. So I can select the profile sketch, and I can also go and apply the material to it. So here is a core material which I want to apply. So you can select another material, or you can remove the material as well. So I will click on save and continue. All right, so I'll close this. So what I can do is, I need not have to go and create a new sketch all over again, right? So I can quickly modify the sketch. And if I want to create again another, let's say, another custom section, so I can quickly modify this section properties. So all that I have to do is I have to select this new profile and give it, so this shall be 50-50, 15 to 50, and I can again go and apply the material. I can click on save and continue. And in future, if you want to, make changes to any of the profile, so there is a edit section here. So if I come to edit section, the profiles will be listed here. Again, custom profiles cannot be edited, but if it is a standard shape profile, so you can go and make changes to those profiles. So if I come here, I can come and make the changes. If I want to select a different material, so I can do all of the changes in the edit section tab. All right, so yeah, basically the structure section manager helps us to create a user-defined custom profiles, helps to create standard shapes and profiles. You can add the material to the profile so that once you start creating the members, you can apply the material from the members itself. And you can also download the standard library. There's a lot of library content that's available. Now, next, we will look at how to create members and how we can leverage. So we will take a different example here. So what I've done is I've simply taken a simple sketch where I want to create a table with book rack kind of a model, right? So this is what we call as context menu. So with the sketch entity, what all features that you can basically do, right? So we want to create a part segment member, and so here is the action bar. You can launch it from the action bar as well. So these are different ways you can create the members. A part segment member is basically you can select the sketch entities or edges, or if you have planes, so with the planes and with the face plane intersection, you can create the member. Between two members, you can create a member, and also with the points, if you can have just a point and you can add a length to it, just like extrude, or you can also do, between 2 points. So there are different ways you can add member. So I'll select a path segment member, where you can create members using selecting the sketch entities. So this is again a flyout menu where you can quickly go and select the type of profile that you want to select. So I want to select, and you can notice also the lot of number of profiles that are available. So what we have done is user can quickly type in if they know the name of the size, they can quickly type in here. They can rotate, they can select the PS point. By activating this, so it will activate the PS point, they can rotate the member from the menu itself. So as soon as I select the second entity, so you can see that there is a design assistance for selection. So this is again a AI powered model where when I select this, so what it will do is it will go and pick all the similar kind of entities, right? So it has basically all these yellow highlights that you're seeing. So all of these members, so it has picked, and there are 9 entities that we were able to select. So I can add more, selecting the sketch entities, I can add more to the selection. So when I click OK, so what it will do is it will generate. So I think I selected like 3-4 members, but I was able to directly generate around 10 members by the selection. So I can click OK. So all of these members get created, right? And similarly, I want to again add a member, right? So in the profile section, so all the standard libraries will be available inside the standard drop down, and all the customs will be available in the custom. I think it's still not loaded. Let me do a quick refresh. All right, so here is the standard that we created. That is what is this? The SolidWorks user group, and there is a AL profile, right? And there is a AL 40x40, right? So I can again make use of the AI for adding more members. So you can see that there are 10 more selections with the power of AI. I was able to make selection. So I click OK. All these 10 members get selected, and in the dialog you can notice that. So if you remember, we applied the material. So when we were creating this profile, so we applied the material. So this additional checkbox comes in the path segment member. So when I click on transfer materials, right? So when I click OK, so what happens is once it creates the member, so each member will have that material applied to it so that it helps for manufacturing. So just imagine going and applying material. It may be for individual or the full assembly. If it is a single material, it's easy. But if the material is changing with respect to profile, so this is a very powerful tool where it easily applies. You can see that. Where is that material? Yeah, so all of the material that we applied, so all of the member gets its own material property, right? So these are some of the racks and tabletops, so which I've already created as an assembly and so hidden it, so I can show. So we were able to create, the tabletop model with the AI powered member creation. And so I'll talk a little bit more about the automatic corner trimming in the next exercises. I mean, we can edit or make changes to these corner trims if I'm not happy. We will talk more about in the next exercise. Yeah, so we saw the intuitive, the AI based machine learning that we have. Create members using the selecting edges or the sketch entities, and you can apply materials, right? So let's look at how we can, let me say this, how we can apply corner trims. And when we are creating members, so we have a very powerful tool called as automatic corner trimming. So we will look at that pretty soon. All right, so let me go to the standard back again. All right, so let me select this sketch one. And you can notice that when I'm creating members, so there's the automatic corner trim checkbox. So let me turn it off. So when I turn it off, so this is how, so there's no corner applied to any of these corners, right? So this is how it looks like. So here, user have to go and manually apply the corner trims, right? So these are, again, one member corners, so it will highlight. So which corner you want to trim. So based on selecting these manipulators, you can quickly change. So there is again a trick here. So if I uncheck this here, so what happens, it becomes a universal selection. So if I want to apply the corner trim for all these four corners, you can see that, you can notice that a planar full contact. So I can quickly do that, right? Even for the two corner members. So here, these are the four members that are there. Again, deselecting this becomes a universal selection. So I want to apply a miter trim for all these four corners, right? And three member corner, unfortunately, you cannot deselect and do that magic. But here you can individually select, and basically you can trim as a, as a pair between these two members. I want to apply a miter, and I can add a group. I can select this member and let that be a body trim with these two members. And similarly, I can do here as well, miter between these two and a body trim. Yeah. Like that, I can go corner by corner, and there is a trim tool, right? So if this is one single member and these two members here, I want to do a body trim, right? Body trim or a planar full contact, so that it will stop here, right? And similarly here as well. So I want to do, this is a trim tool, and these two members need to uh, trim up to this member. So let's also quickly do this. So this is the trim tool, and these two members are meeting here. And between these two, there is a miter trim that's applied. So I will give OK. So you can see this. So we were able to apply the corner trims to all of these members. Now, so this is a lot of work, right? Going and selecting the corner, and still I showed some of the tips, but again, still that's a lot of work. So what we have done, so we have added a very powerful automatic corner trimming rules, basically, when you're creating members. So when I check this box, right, and I can click on OK, you can see the magic happening. So it's a very powerful rule-based corner trims that we have done. So you can see that exactly how I want it to be, manufactured. All of the corner trims are done. So just by checking a box, all of these corner trims are taken care. So it's again a very powerful tool that we have. So based on how the corners are basically meeting or contributing, so based on that, the corner trims get applied. Yeah, so automatic corner trims is very powerful, and so it works for one member, two member, and three member corners. So we will look at another powerful functionalities, which is again powered by AI. So this was actually showed in the 3D experience world on the main stage as well. So it's actually uh, very powerful and productive tool that we have developed. it's a pretty huge model, so I think it's gonna take a little more time to open, I guess. So all right. Should not take this much time. All right, let's try doing it again. Awesome. Okay. Right. It's open. All right. So we can create the plates are. So I've created some plate here. So this is a rectangular plate, and I have created another end cap. And between two members, you can also create gussets to basically add strength. Right. So let me create another plate. So I can select the member on which I want to create a plate. Again, there are standard shapes that are available, very similar to structure section manager. So here, let me create a chamfered rectangular. So there are different types of plates that you can create, or you can also create your own custom plate as well. So I can add the dimension. So the plates also can be added. So if you want it to be at the center, so you can add the distance ratio based on the member length, so it will calculate. So you can swap the placement if you want it to be on the other side. So let this be 600, and I want to have a chamfered angle at 60. You can see the preview. This looks pretty good. Let me add the thickness of 30 mm. And you can, so this is mid plane. I mean, if you want it to be blind, you can see this from basically from that sketch plane or the member end. So it will basically add blind or mid plane. So I want it to be blind, right? So I will click OK. So what I've done is, so I've created already these plates and end caps. So just to save a little more time. So again, so we will look at another AI-powered design assistance for selection. So when I select any of these plates that's been already created in the context menu, so there is this thunder symbol icon, which is design assistance for selection. So when I click on it, so what it will do is it will go and select all of these similar properties of member, and how the corner trims, everything is done. So it will scan the complete model and suggest us all this suggestion. So here is where you can create the plates. And the good part is, so you can see this is a rectangular plate and this is a chamfered rectangular plate, right? So if I go and pick this chamfered rectangular plate, So it will again go and identify, even though they are two different properties, right? So it will go and identify those similar members and suggest these suggestions. And not it will, and also you can go and select an end cap. So again, when I select an end cap, again with different properties, right? So it has gone and filled all of these members. So there were 38. I mean, you can just imagine. I mean, here you cannot also do a linear pattern, right? Linear or circular pattern. So this becomes a very powerful tool where just imagine going and selecting each member and adding these 38 plates, right? So it becomes a very time consuming process. So it saves a tremendous amount of time. And you can also see, I mean, if you're not happy with the result, what it has given, so you can also go and there's a blob here. So you can go and deselect as well. I mean, I'm not happy with the result, what it has given. So I can go and deselect. And if you select on the preview, so it comes back. So you can skip the instance, basically a plate instance, or you can add it back as well. Right. So 3 different properties of plates and end caps are very powerful. So I can click on OK. So what it will do is it will go and create all those 38 plates. Yeah. So yeah, so we again in xFrame, so plates to add basically the base support, or end caps again to add support gussets. Again, gussets I did not show, I guess, but yeah, to add strengths. So into AI section helper, right? So it's gonna take like I would not say a few minutes, but let's see. So it might be fast as well. So it's gonna take some time. Yeah, so meanwhile, we'll look at the again another AI-powered design assistant for Mate Helper. Right, so let me quickly play this video. So in an assembly, so if I want to replicate these fasteners at multiple different locations, so it's very similar to the plate, you can go and select the design assistant from selection from the context menu, right? So you can start selecting the holes, right? So once you start selecting the holes, so it will go and find a very similar type of holes and start adding fasteners to all of those locations. Right, so these are all of the locations where similar type of hole is available, and the fasteners get added. So you can select more and more uh, uh, holes, or the type of relation that you're selecting, and the fasteners get selected. And when you click on OK, so what it will do is it will replicate all of these fasteners inside assembly, and all of your mates will also be copied to all of these fasteners as well in the assembly. Again, which is pretty powerful tool which makes use of the AI. All right, so you can see uh, all of the plates all of the plates, end caps on the top for all of these members have been created. And again, so xFrame is again very powerful. So even you can build a large assembly, or large models within the browser-based app. So you can see that the zoom in, zoom out, everything very smooth. You can create features very easily, right? So it's pretty powerful. All right, so we will look at, so once the model is ready, so next thing is I want to create the drawing, right? So let's take this example. So I have saved this. All right, good, I have saved this. So you can switch to different app from the switch app, or also you can click on X key from the keyboard, where it will take you to that app. So now I want to go to X drawing to create to create the annotations and create the drawing. Awesome. All right. All right, so this is, again, you can on the top left corner, you can see this is, we are in X drawing now. So again, X drawing is again a very powerful application which acts like a model-based definition as well. You can create your 2D views, 2D views, and you can send it directly your, in an iPad or something like that, manufacturing uh, model-based, which you can leverage the model-based definition. Or if you want to create the 2D drawing out of it, so there is a 2D, there's a drawing app. So where if you want to switch to the drawing environment, uh, so if you want to switch to a drawing environment, right? So I click on this. So I want to create a 2D drawing, right? So you can create your own. These are the standard sizes and formats that is available. You can create your own custom standard. I can click on OK. A3 sheet will be created, right, with the title and everything captured. And here you have the 2D views. So I want to add a front view here. All right. So if I want to add a projected view, right, so I can just select the view, drag it. I added a top view and I wanted to add the side view. So I can go and add all of these drawing views. And if I want to add an isometric view, so I can select the isometric view and add it. Right. So here, if I want to add annotations, so I go here, select the model, select the entities, and I can start adding dimensions. If you want to add a datum, so you can add. So all of these, basically all of these annotations can be added. Right, so I can go and add more dimensions. Right. So I can select the view. Right. So if you want to again apply, some of the tolerances, right? So all of that is available in the context menu. Right? There are different types of basic, bilateral, symmetric. Based on your drawing needs, you can add the tolerance. So let me add some more dimensions to it. Right? You can add dimension. Right. So I was telling about, it's it has, it's again, so you can use this drawing as a 2D or as well as 3D. So while you were creating these 2D drives, 2D views on the drawing, so you can see that there's also a 3D view that's been created. So if I activate this front view, right? So again, user can rotate and see this model. So all of these views have been created. There's a projected view, even in the 3D, these views have been created. So here also you can come and add the dimensions, right? So I quickly come and add some more. dimension, right? Right. Now I can, again, you can see that I can go back to the drawing environment, and all of these dimensions, I can go back to the, the 2D drawing environment. All of these dimensions got added, right? So you can use this solution as basically a 2D or as a model-based definition, right? So I can also go and add a note. I can select anywhere I want on the GA. So I've just copied, pasted a note I want to apply. So if I want to stay on the same dialog, I can click on apply and repeat. I can add that, and you can add, in case of assembly, you can add the complete bill of material. So as this is a xFrame model, so which has member details, you can add the cut list. Right? Where did it go? Right, let me do it again. Not sure what's going wrong, but yeah. So basically, you can add cut list. Let's see if it comes through. Yes. So I want to add it on the top right corner. I place it. You can see that all of these all of these members that we created with the length and all of the details are available. All right. So with the quantities, the complete cut list is generated. All right. So again, yeah. So once the drawing is complete, you can share this with the external users. So if you want to share this as a model based, like you want to share the 3D view, you can select that 3D view from the tree, and you can do an export. Or if I want to export the complete drawing, right? So I can select this sheet. Oh, for some reason it's added here. Anyways, let's cancel this. Let me quickly delete this table. All right. So if you want to export this 2D drawing, so we have PDF, DXF, and DWG files available here. So for now, so let's take the PDF file format and PDF options. So this is the A3 sheet and visualizations, whether you want black and white, color, grayscale, how you want to see it. So let's export in the 3D drive. So I click on export. Okay, replace it. Right, so it got exported, right, the file, and from here the content where the 3D drive. So if again this is a shortcut, so if you click on this, all of my content are available here. So this is the file that we just exported. You can, in the 3D drive, you can preview all of your uh, 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 this is a 3D play basically. You can view your 3D XMLs, PDF, all of these files can be viewed. I can also maximize this to look at the drawing. Okay, so this is what we created. and you can also download, you can share it with the external people as well. So you can copy the link and share it with external users. And there is again a share command, right? So which again helps us to share it with share it inside the community, or share this file. So let's see, this is wanted to editable. I'm not sure if there is a community available. So there is a community available. I'm trying for manufacturing. I can publish this. So it goes to the community here. All right, so let's quickly review. So yeah, again, X drawing combines both the model based and also the drawing based capabilities in one integrated solution. So we can also create automatic cut list. And I also, yeah, so it's done. So let's see here. Yep. So I just shared just now. There's a 3D XML that's available. So so user drawing for manufacturing. User again, I mean, somebody in your organization can click on this community, or your manager, so he can open on a phone, and you can add comments. Some dimensions are missing, please add, right? So again, very powerful collaboration tools. You can also download this 3D XML in order to view. Okay, for some reason, I don't know why it is not available, but yeah, I would have shared a PDF. All right, so, all right, so before going to Q&A, I also quickly wanted to, let me go back to xFrame. All right, so we are back in xFrame. And here as well, so we have, I mean, you can also do a linear pattern and circular pattern, and you can split a member if it is a very long member, right? So if you want to split into multiple instances, you can do a split member, and there is a cut list. Again, inside the 3D view, you can get the complete cut list. So what material is applied, what is the length of that particular member. So if you select this, okay, so this is that member which is having 299 as the length. And so if I select this, right, so there is a 60-degree of cut. There's a start angle, there is an end angle, so there is a 60-degree of cut here, and there's a 30-degree cut at the other end. All of these details. So how many, if there are similar members, right? So if I select, for instance, this one, so there are 4 quantities. So let me check all of these, right? So there are 4 quantities of these member, so it gives a visual feedback as well, which helps again for you to send it to the fabrication. And you can also download a Excel file, so you can copy the link and share it with external, right? Or if you want to get exported to the local drive. So let's see if it has come in the, yeah, so here it is. So there is again a CSV file, which again you can share it with the vendors outside the organization. Yeah, so there's a material details, length, all of that very well captured. Right? So this is a CSV file. you can download as well as share it with external. Awesome. All right. So we are open for Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
I have a question regarding the profiles. If I build a custom library for my profiles, it's easy to share my profile with other users.
Yes. So there is a so we have the collaborative space, right? One second, let me quickly. Very good question. So when we are creating this collaborative space, right? I mean, this will be having access to your admin, or so there is something called as standard, right? And this is the content visible everybody on your tenant, right? So if you create the collab space, and these section collaborative space can only be saved in the standard collaborative space. So you need to have a standard collaborative space created. So there is concept of design where this collaborative space can be private and limited to only me, or I want to share it with, again, protected and very limited to only me, like, or if the maturity state is released and obsolete, so you can share with those users. And here for the section, it has to be standard collaborative space, and it is public, and that content is visible for all the users. So when I create this collab space, so in my tenant, all of the users will have access for that particular sections that we create. So if there are 5 users in my company, so one of the user will go and create 10 custom profiles, so all the 10 users can look at those 5 profiles.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I have another question regarding the automatic corner trim. If there is a possibilities for like a different option of trimming, could I like switch for like different possibilities of corner trim?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So you can see this. I mean, this was also created, right? This is automatic. So I'm not happy with the results that it has created, right? So I can come here. I can just select this member, launch the corner trim. So I've just selected one member now. So with that member, what all contributing corners that are there, it will show. So I can just select this corner. So now I say that, I mean, I'm not really happy with the results what it has given, right? So I can remove it. So I can say that, so these two, let it be the miter corner, right? And I add a trim group. So this shall be the planar first contact. So like this, I can customize my corners. So I can see, do the same thing here. Yeah, so these two, let these be miter. Yeah, this be a planar full contact. So it's not, very much restricted. Like automatic corner is just a rule-based suggestion that we give, again, which is very powerful. Like most of the manufacturing. So you can see this. So this is a very simple corner, right? So
Yeah, it's
there's
clear.
no brainer. Yeah. So I want to do a planar full contact when it, meets at a particular angle or things like that. So we have designed it such a way. And if I'm not happy with the results, you have all the freedom to go and make edits to those corners.
Yeah, I have another question.
Sure.
May have to ask where I'm still a SolidWorks user. I never used 3D experience before, but I noticed while you using it, sometimes if the assembly is a large assembly, it may have like time to open. So I wonder if I can open like a multiple part or multiple assemblies as like simultaneously at the same time and work on them. To, is it
Yeah,
possible or not?
yeah, it's possible. I mean, as you can see here, I have added, I've basically added multiple, tabs here, basically widgets. right? So I can add multiple, X frames in a different widget. So I can add X shape. So I can open one model here. I mean, you can see here. So I've opened a different assembly here, and I have opened a different assembly here, and there is my drawing here. So I can have this, different files opened in a different tab, and I can work on. At a time, you can work on one particular tab, but so that flexibility is there.
Yeah, and what is the main factor of like slowing down the assembly? Is it my like computer resource or the internet connection or the assembly size or all of them?
It might be all of them. I mean, it's for some reason it took time, but for the second instance it opened pretty fast. And this is a pretty huge model
Yeah,
here.
it's a large
Right?
assembly.
Yeah, it's a large one. So yeah, I mean, it might have taken time, but again, small models should not really take much time to open for sure.
And if I build something like similar to that Wildman, and I want to like export it to SolidWorks to do like FEA analysis, when I open it in SolidWorks, it will be open like a feature file with a like live file tree, or should I like export it as a bar solid or XT or step
Yeah,
file?
you can export as a, I mean, so you can export as a SLD PRT, right? Or what you can also do is, I mean, if you have the 3D experience, so if you have the SolidWorks connected role, you do not have to export as well. So you can simply go to SolidWorks and search for this file and open the file inside SolidWorks connected. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Or you can export to SLD XML is a recommended file format. I mean, if you want to open, but it will not have a feature history. It will still come as a dumb solid, but there'll be no geometry loss if you want to open it as in SolidWorks desktop. It can be SLD XML, and you can export and open.
And I can open it with like any version of SolidWorks.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yeah. I think 2008 and above, if I'm not wrong. But any version, latest version, definitely yes, you can do it. So you can export this SLD XML and open it. Unfortunately, I don't have SolidWorks role assigned here connected. I would have launched it, but yeah. So you can simply do a 3D search of that file and open it. You don't
And
have to
if I
export
wanna
as well.
if I wanna share like a file with a customer, and the customer, I don't want him to show the details of the design. Can he like see the like a preview?
Yes.
Of the design?
Yes, absolutely. Right. So there's this share dialog. Okay, why is that? All right, so I don't have the access. Again, it's controlled. It's platform access. So let's try. So let me do one thing. Oh, I don't have. Let's see this. Let's see. You can share it with the external. So when you're sharing, right? So there is a 3D XML which is a review only. So where user cannot. User cannot make any modification. I mean, if it is internal, so you can again, it's a view only. So you can see here. I mean, I can show here at least. So there's a view only and editable. So if I do a view only, so they cannot make any modifications to the file. They can just open this. Anybody can log in into 3D Experience and just click on this that file that you've posted in the community, or the file that you have shared. They get a link to the email. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show this, but yeah, they will be getting. They'll be getting the link. They can click on it and open the model.
Wonderful, great.
Yeah, yeah.
I might ask my manager to switch to 3D Experience.
Awesome. Yeah, very good questions again. Thank you so much. All right, so this is my email ID. I mean, if you guys have any feedback that you guys want to give or any questions, so I mean, don't be shy. So feel free to write an email to me. So I would, if I'm not the right person, so I'll definitely help you to connect with people for sure. Right. So let me show you. I'll try to. If you guys have a little more time, let's see. Let me share. Yeah, so this is another pod that I have. So here, these are all rules that I have. So if I launch the SolidWorks from here, right? So then you don't have to export and do an import.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, tools, you have a share, right? So yeah, so you can share this file again externally. This can be also just a view only. You can select the 3D drive, or if you want to, if you want this to be on, yeah, the file name. I mean, again, different file formats that you can share. If you want to give it for 3D printing, you can select 3MF or STL, right? So inside 3D XML, if you want to give a view only, right? Continue. Right, so here is activate external sharing link, right? So I can copy this link and, let me paste it in the chat. I mean, if you have the login, so you can do a login. I'm not sure. I mean, if this is our internet, and maybe you guys will not have access. I don't know if you might also have. And you can add. I mean, if I want to enable the outside, customer to have add comments to it, and you can also restrict, right? So I can add a specific email IDs, right? So if I add your email ID, so you'll directly get this link on your email. So when the user clicks on it, so user would be able to just view it. He cannot modify, or he cannot take your data. So you can just add the comments and you can see those comments. Yeah.
And if I made any update to the model, they will update it automatically?
No, that's a different workflow. So that's currently, I mean, you can replace the model, but there is on the 3D Experience platform, that particular workflow is available. That's there's the Exchange Management app where if you interact with your vendors on a frequent basis, where you want to share the 3D XML, and they and in the assembly tree, if there are 10 components, I want to give access to modify only 2 components, so you can do that. So there is the Exchange Management app with which you can do it. Only those 2 components, your vendor or counterpart can make the changes and save it. Once they save it, and send the 3D XML. When you import it, so the replace will happen, and all the changes you can see on your side. So there will be no duplicate that will be created. So
Okay,
that workflow is supported. Yeah.
So thank you for everything.
Yeah, awesome.
And have a nice night. It's a night time for
yeah.
you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. I think you're able to learn something today. I think it was a very good interactive session.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. A very informative session. and like it's a good way for people to, in order to get involved with nowadays with 3D experience platform. It's really unique. We're gonna find like all the rules like happens, and xFrame is one of like interesting thing to know about. So
Yeah.
we appreciate that you accept the invitation. So feel free if you know like you want to present again. You are more than welcome. To have you again, inshallah.
Yeah, sure.
So, and also the meeting is gonna be recorded. I'll post it on my YouTube channel, the Swaggin YouTube channel. So thank you so much for you all guys. For the interactive session.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Have a nice day.
That-
Happy
that-
weekend.